NASA prepares to take a rock sample from the asteroid Bennu tomorrow, Daily Mail. Pfizer's Greek CEO open letter about a Covid-19 vaccine, GreekCityTimes.com. Spectacular. Hubble captures a galactic waterspout, Sci-Tech Daily. Voyager spacecraft detect an increase in the density of space outside the Solar System, Science Alert. Top Gun, pilots to fly drones between hospitals in groundbreaking COVID delivery scheme, Birmingham Live. The smart money just reversed bets against tech stocks in a huge way, MarketWatch. Asteroids could kill Earth day before election. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, Sprout Wired. China's economy accelerates as virus recovery gains strength, CP24 Toronto's breaking news. Ant Group wins Chinese OK for Hong Kong listing plan, seeking alpha. How Tesla could reinvent PR.